the time machine, bringing back the Devourer into the secret rocket takeover of Dr. Sloan. We are looking at Fortnite OG's top theories that are actually coming true. Hey, yo, if there was a season to use my supporter creator code, it is this season. Guys, if you really want to support me, type in my supporter creator code in the item shop. Thanks, guys. A mysterious theory has finally been proven to be true, and it's all thanks to the return of Fortnite OG. Outside Paradise Palms, 2 gravestones can be found, and one has been decorated and dedicated to a woman holding a creepy doll. Back in the original Chapter 1, we never knew who this character was and what these gravestones were actually for. Well, until now. Fast forward into Fortnite Chapter 3's Halloween event, we saw the arrival of Boss Willow, who was a terrifying boss hidden in-game. She was an axe-wielding monster, who according to her description was a wandering spirit with unfinished business. Why was she so mad? And what was her unfinished business? Back now in Fortnite OG, this mystery has finally been solved. The doll in the picture on the gravestones is the same doll that belongs to Willow on her back bling, meaning the picture at this gravestone is actually Willow. She seems to be in some kind of wedding dress and is definitely crying. It's fair to say that the answer is finally here to this ancient mystery. Willow was getting married, and on her wedding day, something terrible happens to her groom. And shortly after, both of them were buried in the ground. Whatever terrible thing happens to Willow and her partner is still unclear. But what we now know for sure is Willow's unfinished business is probably hunting down the person who did these terrible things to her future husband. It is sad, kinda scary, but it is a mystery finally solved. Agent Jones is building the rocket at Dusty Depot in Fortnite OG. And the visitor was actually Agent Jones all along. In Fortnite OG, we already know that Agent Jones has been driving the time machine around our Fortnite island and is taking it straight to Dusty Depot to be attached to the rockets for one last final event. But there are now theories online that the visitor who originally built the rocket ship in Chapter 1 might actually have always been Agent Jones. Signs that this theory might be true can be seen here. In the beginning of Fortnite OG, the truck that Agent Jones has been driving has a secret rocket Easter egg added inside, informing players before the season had even begun that Agent Jones would be heading to Dusty Depot and would be involved in the building of the rockets. But wait a minute. Didn't the visitor build the rockets by himself back in Chapter 1? Yes. Yeah, this is true. If you remember, in Season X, the visitor was experimenting with the time-altering devices called Rift Beacons, which had the power to turn time backwards and forwards. These devices essentially were a type of time machine, and the visitor eventually used one of these time machine Rift Beacons inside his rockets. Fast forward to Fortnite OG, there are no Rift Beacons in the island, suggesting that the visitor is not here yet, right? Well, a time machine device is already on its way to Dusty Depot, and we already know that it will be used in the upcoming rocket launch event, just like in Chapter 1 of Season X. This would mean in terms of the original storyline and Fortnite OG, the storyline order is exactly the same, except there is no visitor, and that Agent Jones is fulfilling the exact same role as the visitor did, constructing the rockets and attaching some kind of time machine device. So, are they the same person? Well, we are only scratching the surface. There has been 2 running theories that Donald Mustard, the godfather of the Fortnite storyline, who used to work for Epic Games, who had made all of the lore for Fortnite, players have believed for a long time that he was actually basing the character of Agent Jones literally off of himself, like he was adding himself into Fortnite. And there's also another theory that this same Donald Mustard is actually the visitor. Donald Mustard has recently retired from Epic Games, and he no longer works on the Fortnite storyline, but he has posted online suggesting there's one last surprise for us, the players. Players believe that this final surprise is going to be him revealing himself to be the visitor in our Fortnite game. Many of the members of the 7 are famous people in the real world, and we're yet to find out who the visitor actually is. So could it be Donald Mustard, this Epic Games employee? This theory is really convincing because in Fortnite Chapter 3, if you were to interact with the visitor, he would have some interesting, unique dialogue, informing us that the visitor was looking to retire and wanted to stay on the island forever. At the time, this didn't make any sense in terms of the storyline. But a year later, we find out that Donald Mustard has now officially retired. Coincidence? I don't think so. So if this Epic Games employee is the visitor, and the visitor seems to be Agent Jones from another reality, then these three people are all the same person. And the proof that this is actually right was right in front of us the whole time. Back in Chapter 3, players could glitch behind the visitor's mask, and what they would find was actually the base model that was used to design the visitor. And the face of this model was a blacked out textured version of Agent Jones's face. Yeah, that's right, Jonesy is literally behind the mask. With all of this considered, it now seems almost certainly the case that the visitor is actually Agent Jones. And although it may seem that Agent Jones is some incompetent fool clumsily trying to save all reality with this time machine, the truth is, we know our entire Fortnite reality is now in his hands. He is heading to the location where the rocket is going to be built, and it seems more likely than ever that our beloved Agent Jones is actually the iconic visitor. And one thing is for sure, this would certainly be one big surprise that the original Fortnite storyline creator may have been planning. Dr. Sloan's secret's final plan to take over the rocket's launch event in Fortnite OG. Dr. Sloan has been an untrustworthy character for her entire existence in Fortnite. Right now, she's sending audio messages to Agent Jones, telling him to take the time machine to Dusty Depot. Dr. Sloan seems to be untrusting of Jones, which can be heard in the audio dialogues with him. In the past, Dr. Sloan has revealed herself to have secret hidden underground bases, malicious agendas to sacrifice her allies to destroy her enemies. She has attempted to destroy our Chapter 3 Fortnite Island with monstrous devices like the Doomsday device. And she always seems to find a way to come back and survive and generate some new evil plan to take over. Dr. Sloan and Agent Jones are the last two original characters in the Fortnite storyline who have survived. And with Agent Jones on our island right now, players believe this will not be the last time we see Dr. Sloan before this season is up. Her boss character is still in the files, and her iconic blaster can still be found. So, will she return in the last days of Fortnite OG to take control over the rocket's launch event? Well, it actually seems possible. And I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. The time machine will bring back the Fortnite monster in Fortnite OG. There is a brand new theory emerging online that the giant monster is going to be returning in Fortnite OG. We know we're about to get to the ice biome in the next update, but as you can see, the iceberg itself has already broken open, which must mean that in this version of Fortnite, the monster must already be free. We know there was a giant monster hidden underneath the iceberg, and it broke out, leaving Polar Peak looking exactly like this. With the monster's ambient noise being found in the game's files for Fortnite OG, it actually seems possible that this time machine might be bringing back the monster in the next Fortnite OG update. Hey, yo, and that's pretty cool. If it comes to game, that is.